as you may have heard in our news bulletin, the Ditsobotla Local Municipality in the Northwest Province is now without a mayor, and this hardly 24 hours after the council actually elected one. Itumeleng Lethoko from the Patriotic Alliance was elected mayor at yesterday's council sitting in Mahikeng. However, she later resigned in protest against what the Patriotic Alliance has labelled blatant corruption in council after the ANC tabled the matter of appointing Radinaledi Mosiane as the new Municipal Manager. Now, the new council of the Ditsobotla Local Municipality in the Northwest Province held its first sitting in Mahikeng following the cancellation of its inaugural meeting late last month, and this amid disruptions from some of the newly elected councillors. The previous council was dissolved in September due to an ANC factional battle. Now, at the subsequent by-election in December, the ANC received less than 50% of the vote for the first time, and there was no outright majority for any of the parties. And joining me in studio right now to talk more about the developments in Ditsobotla is Elections Analyst Wayne Sussman. Good to have you in studio, Wayne. Thanks for coming through.
Good morning. What a start to the political year.
Isn't it just? And of course, this is going to be an interesting one, given that this year we are going to see the ramp up in campaigning in anticipation of next year's general election. And of course, it starts with the local government developments, as we see in Ditsobotla, because many people said Ditsobotla actually has an opportunity to do what the rest of the country actually has to wait for. But perhaps we can just start by taking a look at the by-election results from December last year, Wayne.
Correct. So let's remember that about 10 years ago, the ANC was getting 70% of the vote in Ditsobotla. The council gets dissolved in September 2022. Go to elections. The ANC won just over 50% in 2021. They fall to 40% of the vote. This means that for the first time in Ditsobotla's history, the ANC has to go and try to find coalition partners. And it does a deal with the Patriotic Alliance, and it does a deal with the Northwest Party, the Forum for Service Delivery. And yesterday, after, as you said in your earlier report, the first attempt wasn't a success. The second attempt was a success as a PA mayor. The Patriotic Alliance's candidate for mayor, Itumeleng Lethoko, got elected as mayor, and the ANC won the speaker position. And the Forum for Service Delivery will also get another key position. But after this interview was made, this request was honoured, and I said I'm looking forward to coming speak about the new mayor. We wake up this morning to see that there's no current mayor of Ditsobotla. She has resigned because there's already ructions in the coalition agreement. And these are some of the challenges. The ANC no longer controls Ditsobotla outright. It needs to work with its coalition partners, and its key coalition partner, the Patriotic Alliance, isn't happy about a decision being forced through, and we don't have a mayor now.
So some would say, well, not much of a surprise, given how things have basically run in the past in Ditsobotla, where you literally had two parallel sets of leadership in that municipality. Now, given what happened yesterday, as you say, it seemed as though there was finally, some resolve, some resolution found with the parties who made up the coalition that saw Itumeleng emerge as mayor. But then, almost as soon as that deal was struck and she was elected mayor, things started to unravel. So what exactly is going on here? And you said you were looking forward to talking about the new mayor. Let's talk about her.
So let's first talk about the new mayor. So what was interesting when I went through the candidate list for the by-elections was, of all the councillors who elected for the ANC in 2021, November 2021, only one councillor came back on the ANC list who was elected, a ward councillor. So it was a total new slate. But what was very interesting is that some of the former ANC councillors had defected to other parties. And the Patriotic Alliance's candidate for mayor in this by-election rerun was Itumeleng Lethoko, who's a former mayor who was plagued under controversy during those times, and if my memory serves me correctly, a former speaker. So this is someone who was senior in the ANC. She says in her statement this morning that, of course, she wasn't happy with everything she did in the past, but she's drawing a line. This is a new era, and she's not going to a new time, and she's not going to stand for corruption. And what was very interesting, by the way, let's just go back to this. We're talking about Ditsobotla here in Lichtenburg. The inaugural council, the council sitting yesterday wasn't held in Lichtenburg. It wasn't held in the town of Kolini, which is the second biggest town in Ditsobotla, but it's held in Mahikeng. And this underscores the tremendous challenges. That can almost be a metaphor that the new council can't elect its leadership in Lichtenburg. It has to go to the provincial capital of Mahikeng. So I think the last 12 hours, 16 hours are emblematic of the tremendous political challenges Ditsobotla has had over the last few years.
So the mayhem continues. The question then is, of course, what does this mean for the people in Ditsobotla? And if we can, Wayne, and I know you do this for a living, if we can just look at how the people actually voted in Ditsobotla in the December by-election to elect these new councillors, who did they place their faith in this municipality?
So the ANC lost a lot of support to the economic freedom fighters, to the EFF. The EFF won 2 wards off the ANC, including a very rural ward, because there are parts of Ditsobotla. When people think about Ditsobotla, they think of Lichtenburg, they think of Kolini on the N14, but they're also very rural parts, and that's traditionally where the ANC has done very well. So the EFF made some breakthroughs there. You saw the DA retain its seats. It's the 3rd largest party, but the EFF was the big winner in this by-elections. They went up to 10 seats from 6 seats previously. And that's one of the reasons why the ANC falls under its outright majority and has to go looking for coalition partners. A party like the Patriotic Alliance also grew. They won 2 seats in the council. But what's interesting with what you've just been saying is, it wasn't just a mayor which was elected yesterday. So the Patriotic Alliance gets the mayoral position. But what's important for the ANC is that they got their candidate for speaker elected. So the speaker is now elected. That's from the ANC. And that's a very powerful position because that controls the business of council. They can determine what are priorities. They can determine whether to put things higher up on the agenda or lower down the agenda. So the ANC wakes up today with a speaker, but the residents of Ditsobotla do not have a mayor, and this can impact on service delivery. So they'll have to reconvene and chart a new way forward because the residents of Ditsobotla deserve services and they deserve to see an improvement of what they've seen, certainly over the last 12 months and definitely over the last few years.
Wayne Sussman, I'm going to ask you to stay with us because we have Kenny Kunene from the Patriotic Alliance who will be speaking to us. So I'm going to ask Wayne to sit tight. We'll speak to Kenny just to find out exactly why the PA felt that they would rather forego the position of mayor in the Ditsobotla Local Municipality. And of course, again, also why they felt that the ANC was undermining the coalition. So all of that still to come, but we're going to take a quick break for now. And welcome back now. Itumeleng Lethoko from the Patriotic Alliance was elected mayor at yesterday's Ditsobotla local sitting in Mahikeng. However, she later resigned in protest against what the Patriotic Alliance has now labelled blatant corruption in council. And I'm still in conversation with Wayne Sussman, energy analyst. And of course, we have from the Patriotic Alliance via Zoom, it's Deputy President Kenny Kunene joining us now for the conversation. Right, we have Kenny with us, Wayne. So Kenny, good morning and thanks so much for speaking to us here on Morning Live.
Good morning, Sakina, and good morning to your viewers.
So it's been a very eventful 24 hours in Ditsobotla, and this, of course, a municipality that has been plagued by a lot of infighting. It's been plagued by factional battles within the ANC, coalitions that are unstable. And of course, we saw yesterday after the election of the Patriotic Alliance mayor, your president, Gayton McKenzie, saying that this is going to be an opportunity to show that you can actually have a coalition that is stable. And he actually invoked the Central Karoo example in saying that. but it was hardly, 2 hours later, and we understand that you are now withdrawing from said coalition. So what exactly happened, Kenny?
Sakina, the ANC in the Northwest tried to sneak in the appointment of a municipal manager without council process. They tried to put the issue on the agenda when it was not on the agenda for the council sitting yesterday. Nobody has seen the CV of the municipal manager. The mayor, having been appointed, was not even informed about this particular decision. None of the coalition partners were informed about this decision. So we felt that we cannot be part of a coalition where the party with the majority
Okay, our apologies there. Kenny, we just lost your audio at the point where you were saying that as the Patriotic Alliance, you couldn't be part of a coalition, and we lost you at that point.
We couldn't be part of a coalition where the leadership of the ANC in the Northwest tried to appoint the municipal manager illegally. If you listen to the speech of the mayor after she was appointed, she spoke about ghost employees having plagued that municipality before, and a whole lot of other irregularities and corrupt activities that happened there. So with the ANC trying to sneak in the municipal manager illegally, we felt that they are not committed to clean governance. They are not committed to good governance. The municipal manager's appointment is a serious appointment, as he is the accounting officer. And it is only fair that the mayor is informed of such a process. Without any process, any due process, they decided to try and sneak in the appointment of the municipal manager. So we cannot be part of a coalition like that. We would rather go to the opposition benches.
So let me understand this. One would have imagined that there would have been a discussion around the key positions, as you say, Kenny. So at no point during those discussions did the issue of the appointment of the municipal manager arise, is what you're saying?
At no point. Remember that there was an administrator in the municipality. But with the appointment of the mayor and a new council, the administrator then falls off. And then it is now up to council to then decide on the way forward. So council would have sat and then discussed the issue of a process to appoint a municipal manager. But the ANC did not wait for that process. They tried to sneak in the issue of the appointment of the municipal manager illegally without consulting other coalition partners who form part of council.
So have there been any subsequent discussions between yourself and the African National Congress and whoever else made up that coalition?
There has not been. We believe that we cannot have a discussion with people who know that they are doing wrong. It's obvious that they have planned this wrongdoing. They have even agreed on how they are going to execute it. So why do we engage people who are doing something that they know is wrong? We're supposed to meet the ANC at 10 o'clock today to deal with a whole lot of matters in the Northwest. However, we cancelled that meeting because we cannot engage with people who are constantly committed to being corrupt and trying to bypass legal processes.
I'm also curious to understand, Kenny, whether you have had subsequent meetings with the councillors in Ditsobotla, the PA councillors, and what they're feeling along with those of your support base in the Ditsobotla Local Municipality is. Are you and them in agreement as leadership and those who are on the ground in Ditsobotla regarding this decision?
Yes. Remember, Sakina, that we are leaders of Patriotic Alliance, and the president was present at that council meeting yesterday. And when these decisions were made, the president of Patriotic Alliance was there. And so our people follow the lead, they trust us, they believe in us, and they are in agreement that we made the right decision. The president went live to inform our members of what has happened and the decision that we have taken.
So looking ahead now, you have now, of course, withdrawn from this coalition. Is that correct, by the way? Have you withdrawn as the Patriotic Alliance from the coalition agreement with the ANC?
We have withdrawn. The mayor has resigned from the position of mayor, which means now there is no more a mayor. There's no coalition in Ditsobotla. And obviously, other parties have already started engaging us as early as yesterday. And we will engage with these parties and see if we find each other. If not, we will go to the opposition benches.
But what does this mean with regard to your standing with the African National Congress? Is this just a matter of the Patriotic Alliance being angry at the ANC trying to pull a fast one on them with the position of municipal mayor, as you put it? Or is it a question of something that can be resolved between yourselves and the ANC further down the line? Is the Patriotic Alliance just acting out of anger right now?
We are not acting out of anger, Sakina, although indeed we were very much disappointed and angered by this action. We have absolutely no problem with the ANC at national. They have kept their word on the discussions that we have had. Even on this particular Ditsobotla, an NEC member was deployed to be part of the discussions. So we have absolutely no problem. But the ANC in the Northwest has displayed a propensity to be very much corrupt, to try and bypass processes. We are not going to re-engage on this particular matter with the ANC in the Northwest. We wash our hands of the ANC in the Northwest at this particular moment. Maybe in the future, the action that we are taking now will be able to teach them that when we say we want clean governance, when we say we want to follow processes as per our discussions, we are serious about that. And nothing, including a mayoral position, will make us turn a blind eye when processes are not followed, when council processes and regulations are being flawed. We will not turn a blind eye. But as things stand on the Ditsobotla issue, we are out with the ANC. There is nothing that can correct this. They have disrespected us as coalition partners. They have displayed a incurable disease of corruption right at the beginning. It's very disappointing. So we are not going to even entertain. We are not even going to talk to them. That's why we cancelled the 10 o'clock meeting that we're going to have with them.
So what is the next move for the Patriotic Alliance as far as you can take us into your confidence right now? Will you be in conversation with any of the other political parties?
We'll be in conversation with other political parties. There has been those conversations before. We will have a conversation with the DA, with the EFF, and with the other parties. We have in council yesterday, with these developments, there has been those engagements. There are meetings that will happen today, and we will see if we are able to find each other with the parties that did not form part of this coalition. But we are also engaging the other two coalition partners who formed the ANC coalition, because we've worked well with African Heart Congress. We will also engage them because they too were disrespected, and see if we find each other. And if we do, we will then be part of that coalition as long as we understand the principles that must govern us.
And just a final question, Kenny. the people of Ditsobotla have been long suffering. We've seen industry move out of that municipality because of a lack of service delivery. There have been court cases. People have said, some of your own members, they've never seen anything worse than the condition of the infrastructure in the Ditsobotla Local Municipality, in the towns of Lichtenburg, of Kolini. So what is your message to the people of Ditsobotla who are, I suppose, praying, hoping for better days here?
If we get an opportunity with these negotiations to come back to the coalition and to lead the coalition, we will do exactly what we are doing in other municipalities. In fact, Sakina, we took all our 20 candidate councillors just before elections. We put them on a bus, took them to the Central Karoo, so that the president, as the district mayor of Central Karoo, can take them through what he has done and what he has achieved, and just to share some ideas with them and be an example to how they must service the people of Ditsobotla. Indeed, Ditsobotla is like it's another country elsewhere. It's like it's not in South Africa. And we have said to the people of Ditsobotla, we are committed to turning the town around. We are committed to engaging these industries that have left to come back. We are committed to resolving the issue of water problems. We are committed to making sure that the municipality is run in a way that it services the people properly. We are committed to making sure that the bucket system is eradicated, as we did in the Central Karoo. So we have made those commitments, and that is why we wanted to lead this municipality, so that we can be able to be in charge of that service delivery that we have promised. So we are still committed to that. But let's wait for the discussions with the other parties to see where they lead us. It does not matter who takes the mayoral position. We will support them. But obviously, as the PA, we know that when we are in the driving seat, we will be able to turn the municipality around and take responsibility for the successes or failures of that particular municipality.
Well, Kenny Kunene, thanks so much for your time. And that is, of course, the Deputy President of the Patriotic Alliance, giving us their view on what happened and why that mayorship in Ditsobotla Local Municipality was actually returned, because they felt that they were blindsided by the ANC, who tried to, as the Patriotic Alliance puts it, sneak in the item of the election of the Municipal Manager onto the agenda, which was not there previously, and also a matter that seemingly had not been discussed by the coalition partners. Wayne Sussman, just your final view in terms of what Kenny Kunene had to say, and also, again, those numbers and how they're going to play out in terms of a new coalition that would seemingly at this stage try to ice out the ANC.
Great. So the one thing which Kenny Kunene did there on numerous occasions was draw a line between the distinction between the ANC as a national organisation and the ANC in the Northwest. If the Patriotic Alliance is no longer going to engage with the ANC in the Northwest, this will have repercussions for the current coalition in Ditsobotla, but also the bigger council of JB Marks, Potchefstroom, where they're also currently working for the ANC. So we might see continued political turmoil in the Northwest because the ANC needs the PA. The PA are certainly not happy with the ANC in the Northwest, and we could see big challenges lying ahead. With regards to the numbers, Kenny Kunene did make mention of the African Heart Congress. That means that 21 out of the 39 councillors would have voted for this coalition. The ANC will need the Patriotic Alliance, because if you take the Patriotic Alliance's two councillors away, that's 19 out of 39 seats. That's not a majority. So if the ANC cannot get the PA back on board, could land up in a situation where you have an ANC speaker for the time being. They could then get voted out, but a new mayor from a new coalition. But how are you going to get in Ditsobotla the EFF, and the Freedom Front, the DA and the Patriotic Alliance to work together. These are going to be difficult days ahead, but maybe soon there will be a political resolution, and the mayor will be able to lead the coalition and the council going forward and start giving people ordinary and important services and lift the town up from the depths of despair it currently is in.
Wayne Sussman, thank you so much for your time as well. And of course, Wayne is an elections analyst speaking to us about the latest developments in the Ditsobotla Local Municipality. And do feel free to let us know your views as well at Morning Live SABC.